they didn't. I don't think, there aren't that many companies that actually that succeeded back then. There were a lot of cool frames, but only a handful of, that, like GT, obviously.
Right.
So
for the frame that James has, is that the same frame he had when he was on the team?
I didn't get to see it. It was at Dirty Fest, but that Dirty Fest, man, that thing happened so fast. Like, there are people I didn't even get to talk. I'm glad you came up and talked to me, because there's so many people I see in pictures that I wish I would have said hello to.
Yeah, yeah. But that would be sweet if that's the same exact frame he had when he was on your team. That'd been great. So, who are the people in that Reach ad that I posted on your thing? Did you see the Reach picture with you three? Was that you?
Yeah, I was going to pull it out of the drawer. I've got it signed, but I didn't have a chance. But
who are the other guys?
Well, Woody Woodruff is kind of on the left, like kneeling down next to the bike.
Okay.
So that's Woody. He designed the frame, and then me in the middle in the back. I designed the logos and did the graphics.
That was Paulson, right? Paulson.
And Mike Paulson, yeah, on the other side. That was the first year of Woodward BMX camp. That's kind of how I got connected with the Woodward people. I was still working at ABA, and they asked me who I could recommend as trainers.
Me.
Well, no, actually, I think that was the second year. The first year was Greg Grubbs, Joe Baumert, Mike Polson, Mike Miranda. These are the names that I threw out at him. I said Greg Grubbs, Mike Polson, Mike Miranda. I wasn't going to be there at all. I was still working at ABA, but it turns out Greg really, it wasn't Greg's thing to hang out in the middle of Pennsylvania all summer.
So what did you do at ABA? You were the editor, like with the other one?
Yeah, I was the editor of ABA Action. Remember the newspaper you got?
Yeah.
With all the points in the back.
So did people try to pay you off for more points?
No, but I almost went blind. Brad Fanshaw and I laugh about this, because back then, to create a publication, it was all pasted on art boards, right? And so these points would come off this archaic, like, IBM printer in the office, and they'd be like, the names were like huge, right? Well, we'd have to go on to what's called a stat camera, and then shoot a small picture so the points are real tiny, and then you'd have to like paste them in columns. So if you look at the newspapers, they're not straight, okay? I mean, they might be, but they're probably not straight.
Wow. So let me ask you a question. Did everybody wear cowboy hats at the track in Nebraska, or was that just you?
Does everybody, what was that again?
Did everybody wear cowboy hats at the races, or just you in Nebraska?
I caught a lot of grief for that. I did, like one summer I did, yeah.
Dude, that's gangster, dude. I love that, man. But you didn't have the boots on. You just had the hat.
No, I didn't wear the boots or the belt buckle, or I wasn't like in full Gene Rodin gear. But I like the hat. I still have one. I don't wear it very often, but it's kind of cool. But Greg Grubbs and Joe Baumert, they're a couple of years younger than me, so they were into punk music and stuff, and so they gave me a lot of, they harassed.
You kind of had like a Greg Brady look going back in the day, man.
Oh yeah, I had a white afro. Yeah. Actually had it. During the pandemic, I grew it back.
So you're doing Reach, and then you got problems with the guys. They strong arm you out, and then the Bicycles of Dirt, or before? Is that before ABA?
Well, that was Bicycles and Dirt happened while I was at ABA, and if you look at Bicycles and Dirt, the first few issues, there's no names on the photographs, okay? Because, I still love these guys, Merle and Gene. Merle owned ABA. He didn't want people to think that Bicycles Bicycles and Dirt magazine was part of ABA. Okay, so my name was not allowed to be put in there, but everyone knew.
I never even picked up the magazine. So it was Bicycles Dirt was owned by ABA?
Yes.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Well, there were the great, as part of the great sanction wars and magazine wars of the early 80s, right? Bob Osborne wrote something about ABA that, you know, probably wasn't favorable, but it might have been true, you know?
Yeah.
Because, you know, people, you know, a lot was going on. Well, then Merle decided he was going to start his own magazine. And that's how Bicycles and Dirt, you know, came about.
Is that when Bob Osborne got banned? He didn't get a pit pass for a national, and ABA told him you're not getting the pit pass, so he banned all ABA. Have you heard the story?
Yeah, I was there during all that. Yeah.
So Bob Osborne banned all ABA advertising in BMX action, right?
Right. I think that's part of it. That's part of it went down. There are a lot of great backstories. We could do a whole, you know, we could do a whole episode just on the.
We will have to do another
scenes.
episode because my hearing right now, I'm listening so intently to what you're saying that I'm probably getting about 75% of what you're telling me.
Oh man.
So to the audience, I apologize.
I hope other people can hear it. Darn it.
I don't know why I can't hear it.
Yeah.
So so you're moonlighting, I guess, kind of with with Bicycles and Dirt.